Flex, alive is one in the six. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Thomas Mullen in the building, self-made. Jafar Cesar, Dwayne Jones, Black Alpha, Jason, King Jr. Smash the like button on the way in. Then the LB's nose, salute. Mansa Musa, what up? Julius N, what up? I salute the family as they come on in. I felt compelled to do this morning because number one, boxing gets on my nerves. Boxing gets on my nerves. And if you don't speak on certain things, they tend to get lost in the shuffle. MP, what the fuck? What's good? Gnarly Ray, what's good? They tend to get lost in the shuffle. And if you ignore it, yeah, self-made, it's a love-hate relationship. If you ignore it and say, hey, okay, yeah, we can move on. If you move on, history will change. History will change. 50 years down the road, there's going to be kids saying, Rocky wasn't based off of a real guy? Sylvester Stallone didn't play a real guy named Rocky Balboa? Well, he's in the Boxing Hall of Fame. We're going to have conversations. Well, if we're going to be long gone, but there's going to be conversations like that. We're going to have people telling these youngsters like, yo, no. Rocky was a movie. He's a fictional character. Well, why is he the Boxing Hall of Fame? Well, because of the impact it made for some reason in the boxing industry, when in reality, the sport of boxing in the life of a boxer inspired an actor to make a movie about someone who's gone through it. He picked the fighting city for the Italian stallion to come out of. He picked the black fighter to be the main antagonist in the first two movies. It was all by design. R.S. Cooper, salute. Anwar Willis. And this is no shade to Sylvester Stallone, but he knew what he was doing. And everyone, man, listen, I grew up born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s. If you didn't see a Rocky movie, there's something wrong with you. They're all classics except the Rocky 5. That was, oof. But still, I saw it. If you guys missed it, this past Sunday, it was like pretty much a tribute to Tuesday Night Fights. And we had a full panel, former pros, man, and I was geeking out. I love talking to these guys, man. And I tell people all the time, I don't know everything about boxing. There's people right here on YouTube. A lot of my brothers, I learned from them. When I watched them, I learned something. Or they may have been something that slipped my mind. And Asante El Salute. And they'll mention it. I'm like, wow, oh shit, I forgot about that. Oh man, that's true. Like, I genuinely have a love for this sport. But like most things, you could love life, you could love this country, but what's the problem? People get in the way. You could love America and all this freedoms that it's supposed to stand for. But what's the problem with America? People get in the way. Somehow they think that black people are disrupting the freedoms of this country. They may think Latino people are disrupting the freedoms of this country. Foreigners. Meanwhile, the people who are saying that we're disrupting the freedoms of this country, they're immigrants themselves. They're not the original people of this country. So when I see people doing that shit, I'm like, well, who the fuck are you? Your ancestors look like Tyson Fury. This is why history is important. This is why I have these faces on here. Now, all of you are not going to know who these people are. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm here to share it with you. Jelly Bean, salute. Everyone has heard of the Black Murderers Row by now. At least on my channel you have. On Stormy's channel you have. If you're subscribed to Scrapbook Boxing, you have. If you've watched the Three Wise Men of Boxing, word to Kurt, salute and rest in power to Kurt Sugar Anderson. And Scrapbook and Stormy, if you watch the Three Wise Men, go back and review the old shows. If you watch those brothers, you know what the Black Murderers Row was. And this ain't all of them. This is all I just wanted to put on the screen. Charlie Burley on the upper left-hand side. Harmon Williams right underneath him. Jack Chase underneath him. We all know who that is in the middle. He needs no introduction. Lloyd Marshall on the upper right-hand side. Underneath him is Aaron Wade. On the bottom right, Herbert Lewis Hardwick, a.k.a. the Coco Kid. Guess what? How many of you knew he was Puerto Rican? How many of you knew the Coco Kid was Puerto Rican? Yes, he's on the Black Murderers Row. The Black Murderers Row. Let's not get it fucked up. We're all in the same game here. Young World, salute. Steve Elder Max, salute. I'm going to take my time with this because it needs to be said. So Sunday, we had, in my opinion, we had legends on there. We had legends on there. Go back and watch it. And one of the legends we had was Omar Sheikah. I loved watching Omar Sheikah perform. There was not one time he got in the ring where I wasn't thoroughly entertained. Either he was going balls to the wall to stop somebody or he would get stopped himself doing so. Look him up. Look him up. We had a conversation about Devin Haney. And to my surprise, his opinion was based off of the business route. And I cringed when I heard it. But again, you got to be respectful to the guests. So I let him talk, right? Joseph, what up? I let him talk, and I stated my opinion, right? I said, look, I disagree, and I was, letting him know the facts. And Courage was a great Thrill Hill salute. Courage was agreeing with him to a degree. And I just hit them with the facts. And there were things that I can tell they didn't realize. They were on the outside looking in. And remember, just because someone is in the industry or used to be in the industry, it's not 100% that they know the politics that are going on involving the situation. Whether it be in the offices where the meetings are taking place, that's me, what up? Or whether it's the fans dictating what goes on. Now, what is shocking to me is that every last fighter you can speak to today, they will always tell you, I could have been so much more if I was backed by somebody. I could have been so much more. I have Freddie Pendleton on my show for a reason. Trill Will in the building. I have him on my show for a reason. He trash talks. He does it on... Y'all don't know he's trolling half the time. Half the time. But a lot of the shit he says, Ratchet Since 91 salute, a lot of the shit he says is true. We have references. It's true. That story he talks about with Trevor Berbick, I believe, that shit happened. When he tells that story about Bernard Hopkins, that happened. That really happened. In his prime, he was a bad motherfucker. Queen, salute. But I have him on here for a reason because I talked to him a lot behind the scenes. And as talented as Freddie was, the business hurt him. The business hurt him. He has a chip on his shoulder. He can't be the only fighter that feels like this. So when we got to the point of Canelo Alvarez, that's when Stormy had to step in. Nobody can cook like Stormy cooks. I can cook on the same topic and make the same points, but nobody. I'll just say it. I'm not as articulate as Stormy. I'm not as articulate as a lot of people on here. But I get it. I could drill the same point, but sometimes you have to understand your limitations, and you got to sit back and let it happen. Cedric Taylor, salute. I'm gonna clip it, and I'm gonna clip it. And I'm gonna put it up on my channel because it was so important. Cheese, what up? It was so important what Stormy said, and I want the family to understand. We're not jumping on Omar Sheikah because we love him, and it wasn't an argument. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't an argument. Southern T, salute. But I can honestly say for Omar, it was coming from a place of he was just thinking business and boxing, and there were things that he didn't realize. I'm not gonna say he neglected. That's unfair. He didn't realize. And when Stormy was explaining what was happening, Omar got quiet, and I was looking at his face. He was listening, and for that I appreciate. David Kaysen, salute. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you, David. But I say that because I want you to understand, Dave. I respect everybody on here. Outlaw Jr., Jeff, salute. I respect everybody on here. And when I tell you that I learned from all my brothers, I really learned. I don't care how big or small their channel is. All I do is I help people. Y'all will never know how many people hit me up behind the scene and ask me for help. And I'm like, bro, don't even ask. Tell me what you need. If you want to share my platform, I'll do it a million times. And I let them all know I watch you, man. You might not see me in the chat because I'm always doing stuff. I'm in the gym. You know, I might be on a break at work. But I listen to all my brothers and my sisters. I learn from everything. I'm not that arrogant to the point where I say, look, I know every goddamn thing. I don't, man. Southern T Boxing knows a lot of shit. He knows a lot of shit, and I listen. Tay Jones, when he goes live, I listen. Tay Jones knows boxing. He loves the sport. And to be honest, there's a lot of channels on here that should have over 5,000 subs by now. But that further proves you that people don't love boxing like they say. Because they don't stop and smell the roses. They don't pay attention to the small stuff, the little stuff. And I appreciate every last one of you. Joe the Beast, salute. I am thoroughly entertained. When I tell you guys I love this sport that doesn't love me back, sometimes it breaks my fucking heart. And when you're on here trying to talk a sport that is not the same anymore, it's frustrating. I tell you guys, Faith Across, salute. TC, salute. Monday through Friday, it's like no good news, man. Sunday, I get to like put my feet up a little bit because we try and get these legends on here. That's why I tell y'all, salute the Trick Nolte. This is all we're trying to do here, man. But all of this shit that we're doing, you know, when I'm frustrated at these fighters' behavior and fights not being made, that is frustrating because this is not Night Train, salute. This is not what I'm used to. This is like unfair to the people. We pay money for this shit. And when we see fighters being treated unfairly, we are the last line of defense, man. We're the last line of defense. And if it wasn't for us, think about what could be happening. Son of Tank, Mike Biggs, salute. That's my brother right there in real life. Think about what could happen if we weren't here for quality control. Think about what can happen now. Look at this fucking screen. ESPN don't talk about these guys. They talk about Jack Johnson. Why? For obvious reasons. But how many times ESPN mentioned the Black Murderers Row? How many times they mentioned Charlie Burley? How many times they mentioned Jack Chase? How many times they mentioned Aaron Wade, Lloyd Marshall? They don't do it. So when we got to Canelo, Stormy had to step in. That's right, Steve L. It'll be lost in history. Stormy stepped in and gave one of the most passionate, unscripted, from the heart conversations you could ever hear. And what impressed me was that Omar was listening and he understood. He understood. That's what I'm saying. You know, there's some cats like, oh, why you do? No. That was a conversation. And just because you're passionate about something doesn't mean you're arguing. I mean, what the fuck are we doing here if we're not passionate about the sport of boxing? What the fuck are we doing here? All this talent walking around today, and it's like pulling teeth for these people to fight. You know how much talent are sitting in gyms right now watching this shit play down and they're deciding, man, do I want a conventional 9 to 5? Because I don't know if I want to do this shit. The next Roy Jones is in the gym somewhere right now. The next Mike Tyson. But, come on, man. And because they're watching how these fights are not happening, they're reconsidering, man, I could go dunk a basketball. Ronald Haskins dead up. Yeah. So Stormy had to explain what was going on with Canelo and the Devin Haney situation, and he hit the nail on the head. And I'm multitasking, but I'm gonna clip that and put it on my page so y'all guys could just revisit that, because there were things that, you know, the fighters realized, you know, once upon a time when they were active, they were on the underside. They were Devin Haney at one point. They were on the other side. Do y'all understand that Duke Tard, salute. A whole fucking war stopped Lomachenko and Kambosos from happening. Y'all realize that? Lomachenko has no belt. And breaking news from Blue Blood last night, Bill called him on the phone and told him he's waiting on DeBella to call him back. Arum told them to move on and go ahead with the Haney fight because it moved past Lomachenko, because he's not going to be back no time soon. God willing, because he could fuck around and get killed, man. This is some serious stuff. I'm not making a joke. I clown a lot of fighters, but Lomachenko could seriously get hit by a fucking bullet or a grenade. This is not a game, but that is what stopped the Kambosos fight. Can you believe this shit? This is ridiculous. Big Block, salute. I'm talking reality here. And I want you guys to pay attention. I got these black faces up here, and I'm about to give y'all a little history lesson and make it in comparison to today. Normally, by now, I have over 100 people in my chat watching me. But they see these black faces on here. Cassandra, salute. And a lot of people don't want to be bothered. But they will show up for the bullshit. If I'm fussing or beefing or got my chat open and people coming in here trolling, they're here for that. They're here for that bullshit. I'm not the one for the bullshit. People coming in my chat, yo, you need to go debate that. I don't need to do nothing. I'm talking boxing. Get off my dick, for fuck's sake. Do your content. Leave me the fuck alone. Man down, salute. They're here for that. But I'm making a serious point here. NBA D Night, salute. So I'm going to continue making my point, because it's about boxing. So the OGs reflected when Stormy spoke, and I saw it in their face. The business hurt every last one of those men. Listen, you don't get into the boxing game thinking you're going to be Ali or Mike Tyson or Larry Holmes. That's right, Southern T. That's right. You don't go to the league. You don't come out of college saying, yo, I'm going to be the next Michael Jordan. You might come to the league saying, yo, man, I might not be the next Jordan, but shit, I'll be the next Dominique. I'll be the next Mark Jackson. I'll be the next AI, minus the trouble outside the ring. Just as good. Majority of those young men are coming from hoods that they don't want to go back to. Brown on Boxer, salute. MJ Total Health, what up? You don't know how great you're going to be, but you will never know what you're fighting against, especially when you're a person of color. Like I said, on the bottom right-hand side, Herbert Lewis Hardwick, a.k.a. the Coco Kid, Puerto Rican. Look it up. Jamal Davis, salute. Look it up. Matter of fact, let me read something to you. Murderers Row, this is on Wikipedia, refers to a group of middleweight boxing contenders in the United States competing in the 1940s, primarily of African background. Renowned for their toughness and great boxing ability, they were feared throughout the boxing world and never received a shot at the world title. Now let me stop right there. One of the things that Omar Sheikha said, Jay Boomin, salute, was that who did Devin Haney beat? And I said, well, he's a WBC champion, something along those lines. And then he said he never fought for that title. Wow. Now, what do I always say? People would love to call him the email champion, but they never, ever, ever focus on who gave him the fucking email. Who sent the email? How do you have a problem with Devin Haney, but have no problem with Ryan Garcia, which is exactly what we was dealing with that night? A prime example. And it went right over his head because he was keeping it boxing. Remember when I tell, yo, I can't stand when black fans say, yo, I'm just keeping it boxing. I'm just keeping it boxing. And I'm like, yo, you do realize this is deeper than boxing. It's not just two guys getting in the ring and facing off. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Yo, I just think Wilder. Listen, pick up the bananas and hop your ass up a tree. Because there's nothing I can say. And there's nothing like a nigga that's wrong and strong. When you hit them in the head with all kinds of facts, you're not arguing with them. You're saying, well, it can't be that because can you explain this and this and this and this? And they want to argue you down. And when you seal off all the exits and point out the facts, oh, look, he just trash. He just trash. Get the fuck out my face and never talk boxing to me ever again. Get the fuck out of here. Do you know there's people I stopped talking to over this Deontay Wilder shit? People that I've known for a minute. I don't fuck with them no more. And it's not because D lost. It was because when I was explaining the situation, they didn't even want to hear it. So I said, wait a minute. If it's like that on a small scale, is that why your ass was quiet during the Trump administration? Is that why there's no outrage? I didn't see your outrage when another black person got shot. Who the fuck are you for real? Who are you really? You're an imposter. No problem. Stay the fuck away from me. It's deeper than boxing. It's deeper than boxing. That's right, Night Train. Racial undertones. Smash the like button. 72 people in here. By now, normally I have 140. People want to hear drama. They want to hear channels beefing. I'm not the one for that. I don't give a fuck what another channel says about me. Keep talking about me. I don't give a shit. This is the type of time I'm on. Boxing. Fighters recognized under the murderer's row include Charlie Burley, Lloyd Marshall, Holman Williams, Herbert Coco Kid, Lewis Hardwick, Jack Chase, Eddie Booker, Aaron Wade, Burt Little. But what I want to talk about is the relevance. Where we were back then is exactly where we are now. We're known for their toughness and great boxing ability. They were feared throughout the boxing world and never received a title shot. Do you know these brothers had to fight each other? That's how they had to eat. They had to fight each other. Do you understand why I said, listen, man, Fred Hampton, salute. I appreciate you. Bruce Gold, salute. Do you understand why I said when Anthony Joshua said to Deontay Wilder, we'll freeze him out? That's when I blew a gasket. That comment was what made me stop fucking with AJ. Because I don't think he understood what the fuck he was talking about when he said that. The magnitude of what he said. Mike McCallum told Marvin Hagler, hey man, why don't you give me an opportunity? And when he told the story, he said Hagler just smiled and shook his head. Mike McCallum said, man, we're fighters. This is what we do for a living. Paydays equal, you giving us a chance to eat, feed our family. Hamza S, KG84, salute. Grail, salute. Why didn't you give me a chance to feed my family? Boxers are supposed to be an alumni. All of them. They're supposed to be an alumni. Why do you think we beefed with Floyd? You fighting all these Latino fighters. Why are you not giving your brothers a fucking chance to eat? Why are you pimping the Latino market? What the fuck are you doing, man? Marcus the Villain, salute. That's a problem. Bring it full circle to Canelo. What is our problem with him? The same problem y'all said y'all had with fucking Floyd Mayweather. But at least, listen, I can't find one Caleb Smith on Floyd Mayweather's record. I can't. What, Andre Berto? Nice try. Andre Berto was a former champion. Ain't nobody was checking for no Caleb Smith over here. And this is no disrespect to him. But you had two Charlos and an Andre waiting in the goddamn rings. But you went over there and fought Caleb Smith. What I'm saying is nobody was checking for him over there. But then turn right around and say that the Charlos and Andre won a payday. So what the fuck was Caleb Smith? He was going to fight you for free? It doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. That's right, Southern T. We can't be fair. History doesn't allow it. Look at the screen. With the exception of Jack Johnson. Look at the right, look at the left. Now you're right. You right, Southern T. In comparison to what Canelo was supposed to do, and I don't want to disrespect Caleb. I don't want to disrespect Caleb, but what I'm saying, Dr. Mark, salute. I don't want to disrespect Caleb, but what I am saying, the other options were better than that. Avni fucking Yildirim, Caleb fucking Smith, as opposed to Boo Boo Andrade and Jamal Charlo. And then he says, oh, I know they want payday. And what did he say? They should all fight each other, and I'll come pick up the scraps like a goddamn vulture, like the sensei said. What? Well, what Canelo said they should do, look at this screen. This is what they had to do, and they still didn't get a title shot. That's why I said the difference between back then and now is that there's money involved. All these men should fight each other. Benavidez versus Andrade, Andrade versus Charlo, Charlo versus Andrade, Charlo versus Charlo. Whatever you want to do it, however you want to do it. And when they make their millions of dollars and Canelo says, hey, I'm here, payday, fuck you. We're freezing you out. Because while you nitpicking and bullshitting, we made history. Fuck you. You ducked us first. And don't ever let them tell you any different. Because if you're in the driver's seat, you get to pick and choose. Now, it was a problem when Floyd Mayweather was doing it, but now it's no problem when Canelo's doing it. You don't see anyone beefing about it on social media but us. You don't see anybody on ESPN saying it but us. But one thing everyone agrees on is he's a fucking money man. I'm done with the bullshit. We don't have time to be fair. We don't. Because what's the difference between this and this? Tell me. Tell me. Y'all thought I was joking when I said there needs to be a Negro League of boxing. And call it that. The Negro League. Cop killer salute, family. There needs to be a Negro League. There needs to be. How the fuck does Bill Haney and Devin got a Chase Kambosos around? How is this possible? What planet am I on? How is this a conversation? We were all fucking with Tio until he started acting like a little bitch. Were we not? Did we not stand up here and say him beating Lomachenko's for the greater good? And he beat him and we applauded. Then he starts saying, yo, I'm undisputed. No, you're not. Oh, well, he got the belt in the email. Wait a minute. I don't care how he got the belt in the email. He got it. You got to go get it. The guy that you fought gave it up to him. He conceded, no, Devin, I don't want to fight you. Take this shit. Email champion because the Matrix didn't want to take the goddamn blue pill. No, I'm sorry, the red pill. Because he didn't want to see the truth. He wanted to stay asleep. So he gave it up. Ronald, I know Bud's not getting frozen out, but I have him up here for a reason because he now has a lawsuit against Bob Arum. Further proving what we've been saying. Further proof why he should have been fucking with us the whole time. I'll send it to you, Southern T. Look at Gary Russell. No one can make that shit make sense. Why the fuck Errol gotta be a drunk? What the fuck was Blair Flair talking about? But he buffing nuts. Canelo was on my undercards. Nigga, so what? Canelo's rocking real diamonds. You rocking bike chains around your fucking neck. Who's winning now, stupid? Dwayne Freeman in the building. The Charlos. Y'all know I don't take my foot off the gas when these motherfuckers start fucking up outside the ring. But I ain't got no beef with them inside the ring. Why isn't ESPN talking about how Jamal's getting ducked? Jamal has some bumps in the road. But he recently got on here and started talking about, hey man, the drug testing, I'm mad at the WBC. Duh, you fucking idiot. We was trying to tell you this shit. The man in the middle needs no introduction. Do we have to review what he's gone through? Malik Scott told me in Vegas, yo, if it wasn't for y'all, they would have railroaded this brother. Just like everyone from the Black Murderers Row got railroaded. I'll ask you again, how many fucking times? Hen Dog salute. How many fucking times have you seen ESPN even say Charlie Burley's name? Holman Williams, Jack Chase, Lloyd Marshall, Coco Kid, Zelos, what up? How many times you even heard them say their name? They don't. They've disappeared. And 50 years from now, they're going to try not to talk about anybody on this screen and counting. Cool Boy Steph was on Tay Jones' show. Paul Carrick, salute. Well, this is what they do, brother. Sean, what up? No one's talking about Wilder right now. Everything is speculation. He said, I'm going to go to Africa and do some holistic thing. And that was the last thing motherfuckers went crazy on YouTube. Motherfuckers saying, oh, Wilder's turning to drugs. You dumb motherfuckers. He done trolled the fuck out of it. Y'all are so stupid. 704 Joe, 88 Sports Talk. Felix Nunez, salute. Y'all are out y'all man. That was news. Dummy. Dummies. Ronald Haskins, 100%. Racism ain't real in boxing. Radio silence on Camboso. And by the way, when this motherfucking Teofimo Lopez start acting the fool, did I not put up several videos stating, hey man, Cambosa's beating this guy is for the greater good because he said he'd do the right thing. And I'll be damned, did he not lie to us? Qualetted, exactly, man. Exactly, man. Motherfuckers will get on our tiny YouTube channels, Land 216, salute, and accuse us of racism. Joe Rogan say any fucking thing and have people of color justifying everything he says. It's not the message, it's who's the message coming from. Because if Joe Rogan got on here and started talking about the Black Murderers Row, Keon in the building. If Joe Rogan started paying attention to the Black Murderers Row, everyone would get educated. Word, Joe? I didn't know that, Joe. Thank you, Joe. For real, Joe? And this is no shot to Joe Rogan. Big up to him. But I'm saying, it's never the message. It's who's spreading the message. No one can explain what happened with Gary Russell. There's no other explanation. I had to explain to Omar Sheikha and explain to Courage. I said, man, do y'all have any idea what's going on in the Top Rank office? I do. And they said it enough times. Oh, well, you don't know the business. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I said, I know enough. Further proof. And these guys are still in the industry at somewhat, into some aspect. They're training fighters or they're talking to managers. Or they're doing something. Ramel Lane, salute. They're doing something. But what they didn't know is we talked to Bill Haney. We have access to Deontay Wilder. Some of us have access to Bomac. Some of us have, believe it or not, I ain't gonna say no names, but some of us have access to the Charlos. Did you know that? We got access to Errol. We got access to Gary Russell. Squirrely, what up? They don't. But I don't want to get on here and name drop, and I didn't feel the need to do that over there. That sounds like sucker shit. Oh, I talked to Bill. I could call Bill. Or I could call Devin. I could do this. I could do that. No, I ain't got to do that. I just sat back and smiled because people don't know what they don't know. Hold on. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. I had to let them know. I said, look, man, you got on your business hats like Macadon One, salute. Y'all guys got on your business hats like y'all don't know what this business is. No doubt, Southern T. Y'all got on your business hats like y'all don't know what this is. Y'all acting like y'all don't know that there's cheating in boxing. Omar Sheikha said, yo, when you fighting out of this country, when you're fighting on foreign soil, you got to do what you got to do. He mentioned that. So if you know all of this stuff here, why is what we're saying foreign? How soon people forget. If there's no racism in boxing, yo, listen, man. If there's no racism in boxing, what the fuck was this? I just read to you what the Black Murderers wrote. Do y'all know about the what is it? I'm gonna pull it up right here. Colored champions, the Negro middleweight champion. Do y'all know about things like this? World colored middleweight championship. If it was, yo, listen, why the fuck were we separated in the first fucking place? Why were we separated in the first place? It wasn't because we was inferior. You think I'm bullshitting? Listen, y'all remember when Anthony Joshua said that we're the superior man? And he caught a bunch of flack for that? Sean, exactly. Michael Fox. How soon we forget. No one can explain that shit. No one wants to talk about it. I'm never letting that go. I'm never letting that go. Gloria Martinez, bitch, I'm never letting that go. I'm never letting that go. There was no excuse for that. But it goes to show you, because if you remember, Mr. P. Depps, Mr. Finesse, salute. Macadon, salute if I missed you. We had Mike Fox's dad on the show, and he wasn't informed about the glove situation with Fury and Wilder. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, bro, they literally tried to kill your son with skin gloves. Because that's how I take it. That's how I take it. Once you start manipulating equipment, you're trying to commit murder, man. Faith and Cross, salute. Ask Oshaki Foster. No doubt, R.S. Cooper, I appreciate you. No doubt. Bumpy, what up? And it was just like mind-boggling to me. I said, bro, this they tried to kill your son. When I say they, I'm talking about the WBA. And then when they were unsuccessful with the skin gloves, they ripped your son off at the cards. It was a robbery all around. It was a robbery all around. That should have made fucking CNN. Fuck ESPN. I should have made MSNBC. I should have made Fox News. Rob Sportsman Lee, salute. St. Louis Mix, what up? That was news. And they wrote him a letter saying, we've investigated ourselves and we found no wrongdoing. What? Gloria, we know what you did. You got suspended for it. But she'll be back. The ref asked, who signed off on these gloves? You know what he meant when he said signed off on the gloves? The commission has to sign off on the gloves and say this is okay. But nobody saw anything? Nobody was reprimanded other than the goddamn judge who got a call fucked up? There was equipment messed up. Amari, salute. They should have stopped the whole event. People should have went to jail. But nothing. Nothing. But y'all saw Assault in the Ring, right? Y'all saw Assault in the Ring. That man was thrown out of the whole sport. Lifetime ban. Panama Lewis, lifetime ban. Right? Uh-huh. Now, Panama Lewis was a cheater. Okay? Let me be clear. He's a cheater. But they got that call right. They tried to kill O'Shaquie Foster. They fixed those gloves up, and O'Shaquie fixed him the fuck up. They tried to kill Michael Fox. I don't care what they say. They fixed that equipment. He whooped his ass from pillar to post. And they still robbed that kid. So when I talk to these people in the industry and I say, look, man, I'm showing you this evidence. I'm showing you what's going on with Deontay Wilder. The man's telling you he didn't feel right in that second fight. Old media will brush it off as excuses. And they'll lie on this man. The man was dead quiet for goddamn a year. And they'll lie on him. And lie, and lie, and lie, and lie. And if it wasn't for us, the lies would stand. We're still out here telling the truth. And they brush it off as excuses. Well, what was Charlie Burley's excuse? I'm saying he was a victim of racism. Oh, well, Akanda, what up? Oh, well, you know, Sugar Ray Robinson. Well, the word on the street is Sugar Ray Robinson ducked him. Now, salute to Kurt Sugar. Kurt Sugar said it wasn't true. I'm not going to argue that fact. The one thing we will agree on is that all of these men on the screen, with the exception of Jack Johnson, because, you know, he wasn't a part of the murderers row, but he's the originator, striking fear in the hearts of non-black fighters. You dig what I'm saying? If racism wasn't real and it's not a real thing, what the fuck is on my screen? These guys never had a title fight. They never had a shot. Devin Haney, they tried not to give this kid a shot. Lomachenko, the Matrix, with 2 fucking losses, gave up a belt rather than give that kid his shot. And motherfuckers say, well, Devin ain't fighting nobody. How's he supposed to get an opportunity when people are ducking him? Because that's just what's happening. Salute to Eric Jenkins in that super chat. He says, sports is supposed to be fair, so what is boxing? Okay? Salute. Oh, you sent that twice. Sent that twice. Much love, though, brother. Cool Boy Steph was on Tay's show. And I was on the panel, and he was very, like, nonchalant. Like, hey, man. He seemed unmotivated due to the politics. Josh, what up? Due to the politics. He seemed very unmotivated. And it concerned me. It really concerned me. I'm like, God damn. This brother really like doesn't care. I know Amari, and that's why BBG salute. That's why I got upset. And Omar he genuinely wasn't looking at it like that. But Stormy, you know, shined a light on the situation and he saw it another way. And salute to Omar Shika, and I appreciate him, and I appreciated him listening, and he understood. Even Courage, it sunk in. I know who did understand what we was talking about was Kurt Johnson. He knew exactly what we was talking about, and salute to Kurt. And there's faces I didn't put up here. There's faces I didn't put up here. Don't forget Guillermo Rigondeaux. Don't forget King Kong Ortiz. Yeah, he popped dirty, but this seems to be, you know, the atmosphere, right? Pop dirty, all forgiven, right? Clenbuterol, right? Racism don't exist. Please tell me what the fuck this was about. I was watching when this happened. Bud just won. He's standing out there doing an interview with Teddy Atlas. Andre Ward was still an active fighter. Teddy Atlas told Bud and Ward straight to their face that Lomachenko's #1 pound for pound. I made this meme. I took a screenshot and I made this meme, but I laughed, but it's not funny. How much they paying you to say that shit, Teddy? I know I saw a video with Lomachenko saying, nah, Bud Crawford #1, not me. I bet you $5 million that I don't have that Vasily Lomachenko understands this country and he understands white privilege, which is why there's certain shit he don't say. All he does is just show up. All he does is show up. They will lie for this man. They did this more than once. I didn't get the other one. They did it more than once. If race ain't a factor, why is things like this leaking out now? African-American fighters difficult to fight. Reynoso and Valdez versus Stevenson. Sort of like they're anticipating something happening to Valdez. Valpeds. These are real conversations. This is shit we've been saying. We've been saying it. But Fable Sanchez can get up here and say black fighters don't sell. Stop lying, man. He said that shit when Floyd Mayweather wasn't even retired yet. Fuck y'all talking about? Joseph, what up? Kane, what up? Ass Arms. Let's cook on it. I had to tell them about the board. Y'all know the board I'm talking about? In Top Rank. They didn't know. Cameron Duncan. Let me stop the music. Let's go.
I searched high and low to get your contact information. And
salute the friend. This from the barbershop. Stormy, salute.
Who it is? I won't say it on camera, but feel free to ask me. So I called the Mayweather gym, and they says, Fred, if I give you this number, you have to ask them this question. And I says, okay, what's the question? And they said, ask Cameron Duncan, do Top Rank have like columns of fighters? And they say, we don't want this guy fighting the black fighter. We don't want this fighter fighting the Mexican fighter, and so on and so forth.
You're going to get into the racial stuff, huh?
No, I'm not. I'm asking.
That's a theory there by the greatest matchmaker, probably, in my opinion, ever. And I'm not going to mention his name either, but you know what I'm talking about. And he used to have a thing up on his board, NBF, no black fighters. And when I was taught to bring up a fighter, you know, and again, it's just, he used to say to me, you can go anywhere in the country, and I'm going to leave it at this. I don't want to go into a long discussion because people are people in God's eyes, and we're all the same. He used to say to me, you can go anywhere into a city in America or anywhere in the world and ask a white guy, and he didn't say any other, he didn't say anything about Hispanic, anything. Ask a white guy to throw a jab, and half of them are going to turn backwards and throw it like a girl and everything. Ask any black man on a street corner in any city in the world, and they will snap out a jab in a heartbeat.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Now, did I say that? That's Cameron Duncan. I don't have nothing to do with Top Rank. These are men that make business decisions on a fucking golf course. He just said that, man. Now think about this. You got kids growing up in gyms worldwide. Did you hear what he just fucking said? But if this fucking kid has all the talent in the world and he's Floyd Mayweather, he's Pernell Whitaker, he's Freddie Pendleton, he's Felix Trinidad, he's Fernando Vargas, he's Andre Ward, he's Bud Crawford, he's Deontay Wilder. But they got somebody on the payroll that they're making money off of, and he's from Who Gives a Fuck It Stand, as BFTB would say it. And for some reason, they see that they can get a return on their investment with this guy, and they have to keep him winning. They will keep him away from everybody on that fucking roster. Who the fuck does that sound like? Now, I'm not saying that Vasily don't know how to throw a jab. The man is good. But if Devin Haney didn't know how to throw a fucking jab, he'd have been in the ring. Fable Sanchez said, black fighters don't sell. We said, you don't fight black fighters. He said, well, we fought Curtis Stevens and Steve Rolls. Nah, motherfucker, you know exactly what we meant. You see this on the screen? I didn't say this. That was Eddie Reynoso. So when we look at Canelo and say, yo, my man, what the fuck are you up to? We see what you're not doing. What are you up to, man? He'll deny it. And his fan base has such unconditional love, they'll deny it right with him. I'm not making it up. This is Cameron Duncan that just said that. Let me pull it back a little bit so you can hear it.
A long discussion because people are people in God's eyes, and we're all the same. He used to say to me, you can go anywhere into a city in America or anywhere in the world and ask a white guy, and he didn't say any other, he didn't say anything about Hispanic, anything. Ask a white guy to throw a jab, and half of them are going to turn backwards and throw it like a girl and everything. Ask any black man on a street corner in any city in the world, and they will snap out a jab in a heartbeat. And I used to laugh. He said, they're just more physically gifted.
Now, y'all ever seen Cameron Duncan? You know he's not black. That's right, Macadon. Was he lying? Nope. But just more physically gifted. Do I have to get into the history of this world? We were bred. Y'all ever heard of Jimmy the Greek? The black athlete was bred to be the better athlete because they used to get the big black man and the big black woman and breed a big black baby, and the big black baby would grow up and work in the fields. Y'all remember that? Y'all go back that far? He got suspended for that or fired. I forget. Y'all remember that? Look it up. Jimmy the Greek. But you know what? That wasn't racist what he was saying. It was the truth. That's what happened. We were bred. We were bred. Do you know how many Shaqs were walking around in those fields back in those days? Mike, salute. We were bred. I grew up with cats that before we even hit the gym, when we grew up and started like working out, before we started working out, we would walk around with tank tops and everyone thought we was like a team, like playing ball somewhere. We just got to high school. That's why coaches would flock to the classrooms to see the freshmen. Yeah, you come here. You stand up for a minute. Yeah, come here. You like football? You want to play? We haven't even touched the track yet. Like cattle. Don't take our word for it. Look at the screen. Listen to what Cameron Duncan said. And then think about what the fuck's really going on with Canelo. Think about where the fuck the franchise status came up and why it came up right when he was about to fight Jamal Charlo. Think about it. Think about why another franchise status came up right when it was time for Vasily Lomachenko to fight Devin Haney. And then all we focus on is, hey, man, he ain't fighting nobody. Are you fucking kidding me? Unscripted Virtuoso, salute. Johnny Q, exactly. NBA scouts go to the Rucker game. Do y'all know that? They go to Rucker Park. There's niggas right there in the project. All they do is play ball and have a little side job. Tom, what up? All they do is play ball. And when the Rucker tournament shows up, come on, man. Coach Brown was in the Rucker Park. There's video of it. Where the fuck you think they found Stephon Marbury? It wasn't exactly at Rucker Park, but they were scouting him from when he was a kid. The only time they come to the hood is when they need a franchise player. They see this kid behind the back, through the legs. He's 16 years old. Here, kid, take down my cell number. Tell your parents to call me. Hey, Miss So-and-so, I'm the head coach at such and such college. Does your kid go to school? Listen, get him to go to school just for a little bit. Get him out of high school, please. We'll give you some money. What you need? You need a little car to get back and forth to work? You look, man. We're putting together a team. And these colleges will have scouts in every city USA. Cincinnati, Texas, Dallas, San Antonio, Chicago, New York, Miami. They're looking for these kids. Just get them out of high school. Just do that. We'll take care of the rest. We will take care of the rest. And all he got to do is ball out. Because, hey, he's getting a free ride through college. And if he plays cards right, he can get in the draft. Top 20. Might not be one, but he might not even be 19. He could be top 20. And all he needs to do is get into the league and y'all lives are changed. Yeah, that's how it happens. These are facts. That's how it happens. These niggas ain't ready. I know Night Train. I heard about. I've been to Chicago. I got family out there, but I don't fuck with them. They in that life, but whatever. But I know Night Train, the Navy Pier. Out here, they come to Rucker Park during the tournament. Thank you, Vernell. Skip to Malu. Played for the Houston Rockets. Was a starting point guard at one point. Draw, what up? This is where they come get us. So don't tell, they're not going to the suburbs to find the white players. I'm just being honest. They're coming to the hood. Why? Now, that's not to say there's some trailer park with some white boy with talent. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I know where they go. They're not looking for the next Larry Bird. They're looking for the next Michael Jordan. They're looking for the next Magic Johnson. Why is that? As great as Larry was, he wasn't exciting to watch. I mean, if you enjoyed ball, if you enjoyed the basics, I like watching Larry Bird. I like watching Dirk Nowitzki. But there's Magic Johnson and there's Michael Jordan and there's Dirk and Larry. Watch this, y'all. Jason Williams. Who do you think he grew up watching? And I'll just leave it at that. That's right, Jizzle. It sure did. I saw that in the movies. Great film. Judah, what up? Sebastian Telfair. Yeah, thank you. Another one. But let's play some more of this.
And he said, and so they have speed and better to stay away from them. Nothing personal. So I said, okay. And I've lived by that. And,
He said, okay, and I've lived by that. He said, okay, and I've lived by that. I hope y'all paying attention.
I don't want to sound like some weird guy, but, you're trying to be safe with your guys. And so, yeah, there is a thing about that, but not in a bad way, in a very respectful way, to be careful. So that's all.
How does that impact boxing? How does that, like the best fighting the best, the fans versus the business of boxing?
Well, they're not. That's when you're starting out and everything. Okay. So that's not affecting boxing at all. It's just, when you're building a fight or, you reach a point where the best have to fight the best.
Gotcha.
The only reason these fights aren't being made, Fred, is for politics and money and everything. It's not because of their color, or who they are.
Y'all hear that? Politics, and it's not because of color. They saw more. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why HBO isn't around right now. They saw more value in the Klitschko's, in Triple G, in Vasily Lomachenko, and those faces. And I had George Jakovich on here. They saw more value in Baby Joe Messi than all the black fighters they had around. And it killed them. To the point where you had Larry Merchant. And I'm going to get to him in a minute. Larry Merchant on here screaming and fussing and cursing with Floyd Mayweather, the franchise of the entire sport. And you sat up there and let his old ass curse out Floyd Mayweather. You saw more value in Larry Merchant and all these goddamn white European fighters than in Floyd Money Mayweather. And it killed you. And he took his business elsewhere. He said, fuck you, I don't need you. They got a bag for me at Showtime. Y'all should have been kissing his ass. Because if anybody was going to save HBO, it was him. But you sat there and you let Larry Merchant do that to him. And when he left, this motherfucker started this thing called The Fight Game. Y'all remember that? The Fight Game. The Fight Game. You remember that? Remember when he referred to Floyd as a son of a bitch? Jim Lampley? Remember that? You called Floyd a son of a bitch on international TV? I was like, oh shit, what? Can he do that? Yeah, he could do that. He did it. I said, they ain't gonna suspend him. Floyd don't fight with them no more. But why would he do that? That was personal, y'all. Y'all know y'all have a no. Guillermo Rigondeaux has a no contest. I'm gonna get to that, Night Train. I'm gonna get to that. Y'all remember when Jim Lampley jumped up out of his commentator seat and went to the judges and got Diego Rigondeaux? I think he got him DQ'd or had the shit ruled a no contest. You remember that? Some people say, yeah, man, that was the right call. Or he hit him when he was down. My thing was this. I've never seen Jim Lampley or any commentator in my life do that. Wait, I stand myself corrected. I did see Teddy Atlas on ESPN, Big Texas Salute. I did see Teddy Atlas. Eric Holt, what up? On ESPN, I believe it was a Friday Night Fights, when he had beef with a scorecard, and he went down and started talking to a judge. And Teddy was right. I don't remember if they changed the call, but I still found that strange. I said, I know, Teddy's passionate, former trainer. I don't know if he had money invested in the guy that lost or what. I don't know, but I found that strange. Then I see Jim Lampley with his bullshit. But see, he got a whole fucking outcome changed. Remember Stormy, the Gaddy list? A total fucking Gaddy. Of all people, it wasn't the Cesar Chavez list. It wasn't the Sweet Pea list. It wasn't the Roy Jones list. It wasn't the Ali list. It wasn't the fucking Bob Foster list. It wasn't the Smoking Joe Frazier list. It wasn't the goddamn fucking, I don't know. It could have been anybody. Arturo Gatti? Who the fuck wants to be on a Gatti list? And this is no disrespect to him, but Gatti was two ways. Either he was going to whip someone's ass or get his ass annihilated. But either way, you was entertained. Did he deserve a fucking list? And shout out to him because he had just been murdered, and I firmly believe he was murdered. It wasn't no suicide. He was murdered. That bitch murdered him. Let's be clear. But the Gatti list, man, the Gatti list, and then refers to Floyd as a son of a bitch who absolutely annihilated Arturo Gatti. So let me get this straight. You're turning calls on Rigondeaux. All right, you froze him out because he beat up fucking Nonito Donaire. You calling Floyd, you allowing him to get cursed out. Larry Merchant said, if I was younger, I'd whip your ass. Are you kidding me? This is the franchise you talking to. That man should have been fired. Right there. Roy Jones gets into the ring with John Ruiz, outboxes him for 12 rounds. And at the end of the fight, they start saying, well, Roy knew who to fight. And George Foreman stepped in and said, no, don't do that. People done paid their money already. They were waiting for Ruiz to land one. They were waiting. They were waiting. And it didn't happen. And right there, they were ready to discredit Roy. Listen, John Ruiz was a champion. John Ruiz beat the shit out of Evander Holyfield, and I hate to say it, but he did. I am not a John Ruiz guy. He was hard to watch. Jab, straight, clinch. Jab, straight, clinch. He's rubbing the beard on your goddamn head. PGH, what up? He was so hard to watch. Jab, straight, clinch. So when Roy got him out of there, he beat him. And they tried to discredit him. LeVon Don gave it. I believe that. I have no facts to support it, but I believe it. I can believe that. Fucking ridiculous. They got behind Baby Joe Macy, and I know for a fact you had Chris Byrne on your roster. You had Jamil Big Time McCline at that time. Boss. You had Jamil Big Time McCline at that time. I'm from the Bronx. It's easy. Who stopped Michael Grant? And salute to Michael Grant. That's my guy. Yeah, all of this talent. Lance Whitaker. But you got behind Baby Joe Macy, didn't you? How'd that work out? Vasily Jurov lost that fight against Macy, but he left him with a gift, blood on the brain. And salute to Vasily Jurov. He's a warrior. Y'all listening to it right now. I need to remind you. Every now and again, I need to remind y'all why we do what we do. And salute the champ side, because a lot of times he's touched on this. Salute to the baddest brand in the land. Press 1. If that kid is significantly older than me, he's an old soul. If he's significantly younger than me, he's an old soul. I met him. He looks young. But he's an old soul. The kid knows his shit. The kid is sharp. Press 1 for champ side. For real. That's my guy. I learned from him too. Yes. Let's go back to Almighty Law. Salute. Let's go back to the evidence.
Excuse me. Yeah, they want to fight each other. And they want to make money.
Okay.
And so those fights will happen. And it has nothing to do with race or anything else. It has to do with everybody getting along and making these fights happen. And you gotta get along and you gotta make the fights happen. And right now, there's fights that I know we'd all like to see. And it has nothing to do with anything as people. It just has to do with one promoter, says, I need this much, I want that much, and manager, trainer, everybody wants to make a certain amount of money. And, people are turning the fights down. They're not happening.
Yeah. And now
bad.
You're on the other side of it now, because now you have Jaron Ennis, and now Jaron Ennis looks like the best thing since sliced bread in boxing, right? How does that old mindset or current mindset, it greatly impacts Jaron Ennis in 2020? So how do you balance that duality in terms of now you're advocating for Jaron Ennis, and the business of boxing and or the mindset of boxing?
I'm glad he said that. Jaron Ennis is a prime example of what I'm talking about. And I worry for these guys, man. Let me take a minute to salute Mike Biggins Boxing, making that purchase. Purchased a t-shirt, man. Salute to you. And let me take a moment to salute to my brother Paul Carrick and that Cash App. He said, so glad for your work, man. I appreciate you, man. And it's a joint effort. And I always refer to us, especially the LDBC, we're quality control. You know, and if we're not here, you know, guys, people inside the LDBC, guys like Boxing Eagle, guys like Champside and others, if we're not here to straighten this shit out, it would just be this all over again. And it's okay if you don't know everyone's name by face, it's okay. But what I'm doing, I'm hoping to encourage you to get educated about it. Just Google the Black Murderers Row. Google it. Great fighters, they didn't get a chance. And they will smoke screen everything and say, hey, well, you know what? Y'all had Sugar Ray Robinson. Y'all had Muhammad Ali. And Jack Johnson was great. Do you know what these men had to go through? The definition of frozen out are the men on the right and the men on the left. The definition of being frozen out. Anthony Joshua had no idea what that term meant. You're hearing it right now. Cameron Duncan was on Fred's show, and salute to the barbershop. Salute to Fred. Because I was shocked when I heard this shit. I said, oh my God, it's true. Because you know what? Speculation is one thing. But speculation without proof, that's something else. This man sat right up there and he said it, man. I said, oh shit, it's true. It's true. Brother Code, salute. You can read between the lines on a lot of things. But then when you have someone actually saying, yeah, man, this is what it is, you're like, oh my God, it's true. So if it could be true, why is it beyond the scope of reason that Devin Haney's getting ducked? Who's he fought? How about this? Why hasn't he had an opportunity to fight anybody? Why didn't Teofimo Lopez, who had all the belts, didn't unify? Didn't become undisputed? Why is Kambosos shucking and jiving now? Albert Doherty, salute. Why all of this? Why did Lomachenko ask for another title that didn't exist? A status, not even a title. I got to stop calling. We got to change it. The franchise title is not a title. It's a status that awards a fighter special privilege, but you have to be approved. You have to put in an application, basically, and have to review it and approve you for it. But they made it look like a belt, when in reality, that's a status that everybody who's in the WBC sanctioned, everybody ranked should fight for it. They should fight for the special status. That would have been better. But no, you're giving it. You're picking and choosing. And then when you give it to people, you give it to motherfuckers that don't deserve it. Canelo don't deserve that shit. He popped dirty, man. He ducked fights. Why give it to Canelo over Jamal Charlo? Why give it to fucking Lomachenko over Gary Russell? Oh, well, he beat Gary Russell. True. But Orlando Salido beat Lomachenko. And when we point that out, old media say, no, he didn't. Where's the lie, y'all? Where's the lie? I'm sealing off all the fucking doors. The house is burning down and the exits are closed. You're going to have to get this heat, man. You're going to have to get it. There's nothing else to explain this but racism. And it all comes out. I didn't say this, man. That's Reynoso saying it. This is Cameron Duncan saying this shit. The Black Murderers Row happened. And the fact that it's happening today right in front of our face, don't smoke screen and say all these men are millionaires. Oh, there's no racism. Y'all had a black president. Are you fucking kidding me? Back to more truth. They're talking about Boots Ennis, right?
Is to build everybody up until it gets to a point where it's combustion.
Right. And that's what John's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's been perfecting what he would call his game.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was raised to be a fighter. His dad, I'm telling you, Bozy Ennis or Derek Ennis, whatever, he is as good a trainer as anywhere in the world. He's Kenny Adams type stuff. He is unbelievable. And he's raised his son and made a great fighter out of him. God gave him the ability, but he's perfected it. And got him. And being on this side of boxing, my job was to, you know, build him up and keep him safe and protect him.
You hear that? His job was to build him up and keep him safe. You hear that? You hear that, right? Okay.
And believe me, when these guys walk in the ring, you'll hear the stories if you ask me going in the bathroom, me going back to the locker room. Sometimes it's hard to watch them fight. You love these guys.
Gotcha.
Not all of them, but the ones you do.
It's
not all
it's
of them. Tough, Brad.
Gotcha.
It's hard to watch Ennis go to the ring. It's hard to watch, you know, a little Brandon with that little, you know, he looks like a 12-year-old. You know, my wife the other night when he knocked that kid out, she started bawling and she said, I'm never going to watch boxing again. She's done with it. And she's been around it a long time. She just can't watch it. So, you know, you love these kids, and it's not just about that. And I think every time when I'm making a fight, and I've never had anyone get hurt in 30-something years and thousands of fights, because I look at it like, you know, they're the ones getting hit in the face, not me.
Right.
And you know that. And you know, everybody wants to see a war. Everyone wants to see a great knockout like, you know, Brandon did the other day. But we don't want to see anyone get hurt. We want them to get up.
Stop that right there. Y'all hearing it yourself. That's not me. It's Cameron Duncan. Okay? It's Cameron Duncan. He just told you that the black athlete's more gifted. He gave the scenario about asking a white guy to throw a jab and he'll throw his hand back like a woman. Ask any black man in any hood USA, and they're flicking out a jab like they've been doing it from the womb. And guess what? We have. That's just who we are. Every now and again, you get somebody. Y'all ever been to a cookout and that one cousin of yours don't know the electric slide? Don't you look at them kind of strange? Like, whoa, 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 whoa. How do you not know this? You're supposed to know this. By now, you're supposed to know this. Come on, you're 11, you're 10. You're supposed to know this. This is easy. At every cookout, at every black function, once you hear that beat drop, you're supposed to stop what you're doing and hit the floor. CB, what up? Because you know it. You can do it. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Then when it's over, you go sit down. Everybody do it. You have grandma doing it in the walker. You're supposed to know these things. So that was Cameron Duncan. It's ridiculous. Hamza asked, don't worry. There's tutorials. Kane said, sorry, I don't dance. You know what I'm saying?
You got a lot of people in here. Dre's Finest, DMV's on deck, Shot Barbershop. Mr. Finesse has a question. Salute, Fred. What's his opinion on why Bud hasn't gotten bigger fights and the tactics of Eddie Hearn? Eddie the Germ. Eddie Hearn. What's your opinion on why Bud hasn't gotten the bigger fights? And can you talk about your relationship with Bud from past, present, and if you guys still are in business together in terms of future?
I love him, and as a person, forget the boxing. We started out, and you know, I had to put him in Iowa, and I had to put him, you know, and pay for the fights and stuff. So we came up hard together right out of the amateurs, and you know, my co-manager, you know, Brian McIntyre, we're still really good friends, and we talk all the time.
Sure.
He's really a great guy. So there's no bad feelings or anything, and he still pays me, you know.
My time is limited, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what that was about. Cameron says that Bud got to sit with Al Heyman. Arum has to sit with Al Heyman, and this is before the lawsuit. Arum has to sit with Al Heyman to get the big fights. That's what that was. Just to let you know. I ain't gonna play the full thing, but that's what that was. But let's get to this. Let's get to this. Y'all ready for this? This pissed me off, but here we go.
I will just tell you that I woke up Sunday morning smiling.
Nice.
And I think I've been smiling every morning since.
Nice.
It was that kind of a fight and that kind of an event.
Yeah.
It was bigger than life from two guys who are bigger than life.
Absolutely.
And one guy who is bigger than life in Tyson Fury. And I just loved every moment of it, from the hokey walk-in, the fight, Fury licking the blood off Wilder's neck.
Sean thinks he wasn't licking the blood.
He definitely was not.
No, well, he was close. It was like a predator licking his prey before he was going to devour
Fucking
it.
animal.
That's the message he was trying to send. Yeah.
And then, of course, Tyson Fury singing "Bye Bye American Pie" after it.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Great moment.
It was from start to finish.
Mhm.
People where I was were asking, "Have you ever seen anything like this?" I was "Bye Bye American Pie." That's what Tyson Fury sang after the fight. Is it bye bye to American heavyweights? Is Deontay Wilder the last great, if you'll pardon the expression, black hope?
Oh, you motherfucker. You fucking devil, you demon. You fucking Hellboy looking Nosferatu, blood sucking, ghost face looking, Cracker Barrel piece of shit. By the way, I was totally ignoring Abner Mares because his shit speaks for itself. All I got to do is say Rigo and he will hide under a fucking couch that's only 2 inches off the ground. So fuck him. But Sean Porter, this right here was where he lost me. This was the Dillian White effect right here. Okay? This with that fucking hair, that's where he lost me. Because when he said that, I looked straight at Sean. And that was his face. Well, there was more of his face because he starts smiling. Barracuda mouth looking ass. Yeah. And he showed his colors after D lost the third fight. Uh-huh. My uncle said he was playing cards with Sugar Ray Robinson. And, they were drinking over the table. And I forgot what game they were playing. But whatever they were playing, Sugar won. He slapped the table. He said, "Shake a tree, catch a coon." I'll go back and ask him the story. But shake a tree, catch a coon, that stuck out with me. The term made sense. All you got to do is wait a while. You shake that tree, you'll catch that coon. He sat right there and let Larry Merchant say that shit. When the fuck did we need hope? We are fucking ordained. What the fuck are you talking about? They've been trying to kill us for centuries. Hasn't happened yet. They've done everything by trying to physically kill us, lynch us and everything, which they still do today, to poison our neighborhoods, to try and assimilate and infiltrate us, get one weak one to turn on us, got us fussing and fighting on all aspects, sports, politics, YouTube. And this old piece of shit sat right there and said that shit. This was the icing on the cake that night. This is what pissed me off. I'll get past the loss. It's boxing. But this shit here, Oh, no, 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 no. No. He sat right there and said it. He said it. Huh? Bring it back for you.
You'll pardon the expression, black hope,
Uh-huh.
because most of the great heavyweight champions of the 20th century were black guys who came out of the South.
You heard that? He should know. He's been around that long. You see that? You see that? He's existing in a time where this sport has been dominated by who? And it rubbed him the wrong way. So when you saw a 6'6" Ukrainian strong kid with decent power in that right hand, they jumped on it. Why? Because they identify with that. That's their lineage over there. And then he has a bigger brother that has a better killer instinct than him. But you know what? Something happened early in Vitaly Klitschko's career too. It was called Chris Bird. Don't forget that. That happened. I agree, Stormy. Yes. Yes. You're hearing it. I'm not bending and twisting shit. You're hearing it yourself. This was the most disrespectful thing I've heard in a long time. And I believe the Dillian White shit happened after this. I was just as disgusted. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't be as hard on Dillian if at that moment when that shit happened, if he just nudged Barry and say, oh, chill. He could have still been smiling when he did it. Oh, chill. Because I would have known, okay, he caught what he was doing. Aaron, what up? Clarence, what up? I would have been like, okay, he caught it. At least he acknowledges what the fuck was happening at that point. Okay, he's awake. I just want to see if he's awake. You can still talk shit about Deontay. You can still walk the aisle with your husband. No one cares. You know I got to troll him still. But what was heartbreaking about Dillian was that moment right there in his career. That is what sealed it for me. This right here is what sealed it for me with Sean. I really didn't care for him. And then when he said that about Deontay, I said, oh, man, this motherfucker, he's been jealous the whole time. He's been jealous the whole time.
Is that storyline still a story? We'll find out when the rematch happens. Meanwhile, let's just enjoy what we just saw. A show unlike any heavyweight show I've seen in a long time.
Amen to that. It was one of the best. Larry, it is an honor to have you with us, sir. Thank you so much.
Amen to that. It was one of the best. Amen to that. It was one of the best. Yep. Man, you know what? Sometimes you you have an uncomfortable laugh because you're so angry. Y'all saw this? Amen. I saw that, right? Copper, what up, bro? Y'all saw this? You got your 40, your watermelon, the crack pipe. You got your sombrero up there. Faith and Cross, what up, DOG? Salute. Yup. Real good. Nice. Oscar's name got the Aztec symbols on it. I have no idea what it means. Why the fuck is there a sombrero there? I don't know. Shakur got the graffiti on it with the 40, the watermelon, and the crack pipe. But there's no racism in boxing, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. He plays something else for you.
Danny Flexen.
Hey, Maurizio. Season's greetings, of course. I want to ask you for your review on two initiatives the WBC brought in, how you think they're going so far. One being the Bridgerweight division and the other being the franchise championship.
Two hot topics.
Indeed.
And I've gotten a lot of punches over those two, but I'm very, very, very happy with both. Bridgerweight, we have a WBC champion now. We have a silver champion, international, NABF. We have a few regional titles already contested. We have great testimonials from fighters. It is clear that there is a gap between light heavyweight, cruiserweight, heavyweight. It's a big change. You go from super middle to light heavyweight, 7 pounds difference. You go from light heavyweight to cruiser, 25 pounds difference. And then you go open-ended for the heavyweight. So this introduction of the Bridgerweight from 200 to 224 it's already finding a very nice universe of fighters within that range that are smaller heavyweights, that are fast, that are powerful. And the fights that we have seen in Bridgerweight have been very, very good, very competitive. And I am certain.
What the fuck is this Bridgerweight shit? Bridgerweight? Really? What you think that Bridgerweight's there for? And by the way, before I forget, y'all want to know why Sean Porter's mad? Y'all want to know why he's mad? Now, mind you, Sean Porter's a multi-millionaire, way above average skill. He was a fun and exciting fighter to watch. I ain't got no beef with his ring performance. Every fight that he won, he did the best he could. Every fight that he lost, he did the best he could. Win or lose, we did support Sean Porter, right? He was always a valid threat. I mean, a lot of people thought he was going to beat Bud. Bud whooped on that ass, right? But you want to know why Sean Porter's mad at Deontay? And this is the problem with a lot of these motherfucking dudes. Want to know why he's mad? There you go. Yeah, you see it? Yeah. David Scott, salute. Teach, what up? That's why he's mad. No matter how blessed he is, no matter how many millions of dollars he has in the bank, he's a father, beautiful family, a father, and his father loves him and trained him. He still thinks he got jerked in the fucking genetics department. He grandstands on, hey man, I fought Usyk in the amateurs. Yeah, you sure did. But when y'all grew into your man strength, Usyk went up to, he's a heavyweight champion now. And you just stopped growing. And when you got in boxing shape, the best you can do was 147. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about, family. When I say these niggas out here, they don't count their blessings. They so worried about everyone else's that they don't count their own. If you get out of bed in the morning, that's a blessing. When you leave your house and come back safely, that's a blessing. People get killed every day. People get arrested every day. People lose their jobs every day. People lose children every day. They lose pets every day. People are walking around right now. Every day they don't get evicted from their house. It's a blessing. But they're doing something. This kid, Sean Porter, is not counting his blessings. I can tell by how he's moving. And I couldn't figure out what the fuck it was about. Floyd Mayweather is a notorious hater. GB, salute. He's a notorious hater. And we are looking at him like, nigga, you worth $500 million. Why hate on people? For what? You made it. You made it. This is ridiculous. It is not Deontay's fault he grew that tall. It's not your fault. I mean, we want to point the finger, point at your dad, man. I met Deontay's father. You know his father's like 6'6". Met him in Vegas. I met him. I said, oh, I get it now. It registered. Oh, okay. It makes sense. Now, people will be like, no, it's not a Napoleon complex. Yes, it is. That's that Napoleon complex, that inferiority complex. It's very real. Why do you think we deal with racism on YouTube and in life in general? It's very real. It is very real. This picture spoke volumes, and I found it, and I looked at it for a while. I said, you know what? Yeah, I think so. I think so. The Charlos. What the fuck is really your problem? As if you motherfuckers aren't in the same sport. And then what happened? Was Jamel not just beefing about, yo, I'm mad at WBC over what? Drug testing. Really, nigga? Really, nigga? Wait, hold on. You mad at drug testing now? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did Fresh say? Wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. You are mad at drug testing or lack thereof. Thank you, Macadon One. And I believe that's at Sean Porter's fucking wedding. Thank you. I forgot about that. I believe that's at his fucking wedding. Are you fucking kidding me? But I was to keep it real, boss. I was talking boxing. Yeah. Was it boxing when you lost a goddamn Kell Brook? Huh? You fucking kidding me? All I see is Mexicans saying, I'm riding with the Mexican. A majority of them, not all of them. I can't find one Ukrainian in New York that says they ain't riding with Lomachenko. I went to the Lomachenko-Rigondeaux fight. Rigondeaux had to come up 2 weight classes, lost to Lomachenko, and they stripped him at the weight class he had the belt previously in. It had nothing to do, one had nothing to do with the other, but they did it to him. Did they do that to Santa Cruz when he got slept by a tank? No, they didn't. How do you explain any of this? There's only one thing you can explain it with: racism, man. Prove me fucking wrong. The sad fact is, these motherfuckers self-hate each other so much, the racists will stand on what Sean Porter says. They'll stand on him smiling at Larry Merchant. They'll stand on what the Charlos say about Deontay. All this complaining about Deontay, none of the motherfuckers picked up the phone to even say, D, you okay? D, you need help? D, let me come down to the camp. You got to beat this guy, D. But you know what was funny? You know who said I'm riding with the American? I just said his name. Leo Santa Cruz said it. I did a video on it. Leo Santa Cruz said, yo, I'm riding with the American. I'm riding with Deontay. I said, look at this. Look at that. Now, I ain't going to forget what Cruz did to Rigondeaux. He ducked him. But I said, look at how crazy is that? How crazy is that? Salute the Queen in that super chat. She said, I need Merchant to still be alive when Big Baby claims the throne so he can also see the end of the Great White Hope. It just might kill him. I think Larry Merchant died a long time ago. Someone's keeping him alive with voodoo on some Weekend at Bernie's Part 2 shit. You remember that shit? Bernie was walking around over some voodoo. That shit was funny. That's the Moodoo. That's voodoo. That's the Moodoo. That's voodoo. Darnell, what up? Dill Spoolie, what up? Yeah, so that's what's going on with Sean Porter. Yup. Yup. Yeah, Ratchet, you right. Larry Merchant been died. That nigga been dead. Weekend at Bernie's looking ass.
It's going to be a very interesting division. There's already a few fights lined up, the mandatory against the silver champion. There's an elimination bout taking place for the second mandatory. So we're going to see very much action in that. Regarding the franchise, same thing. I did my column yesterday. I don't know if you all read it or not. Basically, what happens is any change brings resistance. That's a natural. Anything in sports, in life, in school. And the WBC has changed so many things in the history of the sport. From 15 to 12 rounds, they booed my father. They threw tomatoes at him. From changing the weigh-in to a day before, from introducing drug testing, from being having the clean boxing program, so many things that are changes. It's natural. So we introduce a new concept. As any new concept, it will continue to evolve to find the perfection or the best scenario possible. What is the franchise designation? Basically, to attend those very few fighters of the highest level, which are to take place in great fights that the fans wants to see. Canelo was the first one. Through Canelo, he went, as a franchise, he went on to fight in super middleweight, then in light heavyweight, then came back. He requested to fight for the WBC vacant championship. So he did, and he has not used the franchise designation, and he unified the whole division. The other one, lightweight.
No mention of Jamal Charlo. No mention of Jamal Charlo. No mention of Jamal Charlo. Now, casual will listen to what the fuck you said and completely ignore Jamal Charlo, completely ignore Boo Andrade, but then turn around and say, well, why aren't they fighting each other to fight Canelo? Why the fuck why do two undefeated fighters got to fight each other to fight a guy that already lost and had a questionable win against Erislandy Lara and had a questionable win against Austin Trout? It was questionable. He beat Miguel Cotto, but he had a hard time. No mention of these names. No mention of David Benavidez. He can get on here and say, I won't fight Mexican fighters. He said that, man. He said it. He said it. Newsflash. Benavidez is American. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. And he wants smoke. What's the matter? You want to give your guy, the Mexican, a payday? But he sat right there in his gym and said, why don't they fight each other? And I fight the... No, fuck you. If they fighting each other, fine. They should all fight each other like the men on this page. Fight each other. But then when they make all that money and have classic fights that's going in the books, Canelo says, hey, I'm here. Nope, fuck you. Tell the truth. You ducked us and ducked us and ducked us, and we fought each other. We don't even want to deal with you now. Fuck you. Go ahead and do whatever, because your fan base is going to agree with you any fucking way. Yeah, payday, I bet. This is ridiculous. Racism doesn't happen in boxing. Y'all remember Minter versus Hagler? OGs in the chat. Y'all remember Minter versus Hagler at Wembley? Devin Haney said, I'll never let a white boy beat me. We watched that. Mind you, the world watched it. You know why? It was on 78 Sports TV. Salute to General. You know, the YouTube channels that nobody watches. He said that on 78 show. His shit went viral. Healer, what up? He was made to apologize. And I'm like, man, I just wish he stood on that. But, for business reasons, they did what they did. It is what it is. Jay, what up? That's right. Beer cans flying. Now, why is it that Devin Haney is made to apologize for that? Was Minter made to apologize to Hagler? Y'all know what he said? That's right, Stormy. They are undefeated. That's right. But do y'all remember what happened with Minter versus Hagler? This is public record. This is public knowledge. He said, I'll never let a black man beat me. Look up his exact words. Those weren't the exact words, but yeah, look up the exact words. Now, after Hagler stopped his monkey ass, because yes, Minter is a hairless ape. All right, after he stopped his monkey ass, those British fans were behaving quite rude. They were throwing beer cans in the motherfucking ring. Hagler had to be escorted out because the black man beat Minter. Look it up. Michael B., what up? Look it up. Tell me if I'm lying. Hagler beat the shit out of that dude. Hagler has had to go to court to get what's owed to him. Do you understand that? The more things change, the more things stay the same. Now, we will talk about the trials and tribulations of Marvin Hagler, and people sit right here and disagree and say, well, it couldn't have been that bad because Sugar Ray Leonard. Talk to James Toney about Sugar Ray Leonard. As great as he was, there was some shit with him. There were some things that he could have did that he didn't do. Okay? Sugar Ray Leonard is a Hall of Famer, all-time great. I get it, but there was some, if you lived through that era or talk to somebody, people that talk to Scrapbook and Stormy about that. As great as Sugar Ray was, there were some things that he didn't do. Or he had to have his way. Hashtag diva. Okay? Come on now, let's talk about it. JC, what up? Let's talk about it. Unruly behavior. They were throwing cans at the man. Hell, man, they said Sugar Ray Robinson was a diva. If you didn't have his money right on fight night, he said, man, I don't care how crowded this place is. I ain't coming out until you get my money right. So they'll say, man, racism wasn't that bad, man. Y'all had Ali and y'all had Sugar Ray and Jack Johnson and Joe Louis. Do you have any idea what Jack Johnson had to go through? You really said Muhammad Ali, motherfucker? Do you know what you're talking about? Well, it can't be that. Okay. That was in the early 1900s, 1930s, 1940s. It's not like that now. It's just like that now. Oh, but they're millionaires. Yep. They are. But they could be doing so much more. We give Bud a lot of shit. He's made some mistakes. But at the end of the day, what is he doing right now? Are we not saying, Bud, we told you so? Are we not saying that now? Bud, do you understand now? We're not shit. I'm not shitting on Bud. But did we not say, Bud, you shouldn't have been there in the first fucking place? We told you. Now look at what you're doing now is what we said was going to happen. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This isn't about Errol versus Bud. What I will say is this. Errol and Bud need to fight. Throw boots in the mix. Fight. Just fight. And whatever racist prick is on the outside looking in, freeze them out. We have no fucking friends. We have no friends over here. Ridiculous. I've never seen Devin Haney. We're witnessing it right before our eyes. I don't care how many millions he got. Him and Bill he's done right by his son. And all this kid wants to do is fight the best and prove it. And he's had wall put up in front of him after wall after wall after wall. I'm keeping it simple. There's no reason why he shouldn't have fought for Undisputed at least one time by now. How about this? Who's he fought? And I'm going back to Omar Sheikha. Who's he fought? How about this? When does he get his opportunity? He's high in the rankings. Then they said the rankings don't mean shit. Okay, you've proven my point then, brother. You've proven my point. Rankings don't mean shit. Correct. Because if the guy ranked number 15 has 1 million Instagram followers and 1 million YouTube followers, then he'll get the fight. Ryan Garcia is being mentioned in all of this shit. Y'all know he shouldn't even be there. How could you tell me Ryan Garcia makes more sense, but then turn right around the same conversation that said you hate Jake Paul? And Jake Paul is what's wrong with boxing. No, Jake Paul is what's right with boxing because it's putting boxing on blast. The fact that he's the face of boxing right now, everybody on this screen right now will beat the shit out of Jake Paul. But why is it that Jake Paul will outsell everybody on this fucking screen? Except Deontay. And except Deontay and Errol. Tay, good morning, sis. Except Deontay and Errol. Jake Paul, he'll outsell everybody else. Why is that? And I'm not saying this to be funny. I'm saying it because it's true. She got to understand when Omar was talking from that, I don't think he understood quite. He was just listening to a lot of shit outside and he wasn't like free thinking. That's why I'm glad Stormy stepped in. Because when he said all of that and when the conversation went to Canelo, he put things in a better perspective. Which one is it? That's why I ask these people, what kind of fan are you? Y'all know I don't like using the term fan. Fan is short for fanatic. I'm not a fanatic of nothing. I'm a supporter. That's right, Cop Killer. And the funny shit is, when these people look at these names and say, well, they can't be racism because of this and that, y'all have no idea. You can't not talk about racism. That's all Ali did. Jack Johnson, are you kidding me? One wrong turn in anywhere in this world, America in particular, he would have been swinging from a fucking tree by his neck. The Black Murderers Row. How many people that follow LDBC content or anybody's content even knew about the Black Murderers Row before you came to YouTube? How many of y'all can honestly say you knew about it? I knew about it. But how many of y'all can honestly say the first time you heard it was here on the internet? Let me switch gears a little bit because there's nothing to be you know, I'm not saying you should be ashamed of that, because do you think how many of y'all learned about Tulsa and Black Wall Street in school? I'm telling you, I did not. They didn't teach about Malcolm X in school, but they taught you about Dr. King. I didn't learn about Marcus Garvey in school. Know what I learned in school? The Pilgrims came, made friends with the Indians, and we have Thanksgiving. That's what I learned. The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Marina. And they came in, we made friends, and hey, we're here now. That's how it was explained to me as a kid. And then when you grow up, you say, wait a minute, that's not how it went down? No! They came here, they were dying. And the natives were nice enough to say, no, this is how you survive off the land. You kill the whole buffalo. You eat the meat. You take the bones. You make your weapons or whatever, and you dry out the fur. So because we have something up here called winter, and you wear this fur, and you grow these beans, and you grow these crops, and yeah, a decade later, hey, you know what? We like this land. We done contacted everybody else from Europe. We come, you know, we think we're gonna take this shit. Go stay on that piece of land and don't fucking move, huh? Yeah, we appreciate you helping us survive on this land. But you see this right here? This is called a gun. And here's how it works. Boom! They shoot the male. Those bow and arrows you got ain't fucking with this. Now, I ain't going to tell you again. Get on that land that's been reserved for you. You stay there. You don't fucking move, red man. That's the short version. And that's what happened. Trail of Tears and all that. Buzz, salute. Yeah. That's the legacy of those fucking Europeans. So they'll stay telling you to brush that bullshit under the goddamn rug. It's not. And although things aren't exactly like that anymore, don't think for 2 seconds that they're not still working behind the scenes to push their ideology. HBO fell on its own sword. They saw more value in the Klitschko's, in Lomachenko, and Joe Calzaghe, and Triple G. They saw more value in them than everybody that is sitting on a board written in marker in a top-rank office. I just played it for you. These guys are great, but we got to keep them away from Triple G. We got to keep this guy away from Lomachenko. He already done fucked around and lost to this journeyman, this Mexican journeyman. We just knew he was going to whoop his ass. But don't worry, it's only his second fight. We'll make that go away. We'll make it go away. How you going to make it go away? That. Don't worry. The people screaming about it, they don't matter. They're just a bunch of niggas on YouTube. Who watches YouTube? No one watches YouTube? How the fuck did y'all know what the fuck Devin Haney said about Vasily Lomachenko? No one watches YouTube? Where did the champ do his interview first? The general. These motherfuckers will lie on us at every fucking turn. So when I say things like, listen, man, we have to remain on code. This is the shit I'm talking about. Salute to Cassandra in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. She says, for keeping it, I'm sorry, in the Cash App, salute. Said, for keeping it 100. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Much love and appreciation. Thank you. I know BBG, they watching right now. But what these monkeys don't understand is that boxing is bigger than me. That's right, Xavier. Loma didn't even run it back with Salido. They act like that shit didn't even happen. They say, oh, well, he was low blowing him and Loma was turning it up in the second half of the fight. We know what happens in the rematch. No, we don't. Vernon Forrest got knocked out by Ricardo Mayorga. And Larry Merchant celebrated. Mind you, I showed y'all that shit. We toast you. You remember that? I showed it to you. Wait a minute. I'll show it to you again. Because he damn sure celebrated that Vernon Forrest just beat Shane Mosley. Got in the ring, was supposed to have a showcase against Mayorga. And I've never seen Larry Merchant smile like this. Whenever he stood in front of Bernard Hopkins, Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, he always had his brow was goddamn on his goddamn nose. He looked confused, he looked aggravated, he looked angry, and was always looking for, well, what do you do next? Do you fight? And got them in the fucking ring. They just won, they can't celebrate. But look at what he did with Mayorga.
Vernon wobbling on his feet as he threw the right hand. He goes down in the face of a clutching right cross.
And that time he was seriously hurt.
Yeah, look at the wobbling in Vernon Forrest.
Marty Dinkins stops the fight.
Marty Dinkins stopped the fight.
I just want to finish this with one gesture, Ricardo. Here's what you haven't smoked in a long while. You haven't smoked since you started training. This is your favorite cigarette. We toast you.
Te saludamos, Ricardo. Usted que no ha fumado en varios meses. Dámelo ahora, dámelo.
This is your favorite cigarette. That means he had to, motherfucker, he had to find out. He smokes, what's his favorite cigarette? And he had the pack on deck. He had it on deck. Now, I don't give a fuck what they say. They could have said, oh, no, that was a big old gag. We set it up. No. This is your favorite cigarette? We toast you. Did you see Larry Merchant smiling? Huh? Do you remember when Tarver knocked out Roy Jones? Shocked the world. Do you remember listening to Larry Merchant? It's over! That was a celebration because he was tired of Roy. He was tired of black dominance. But he had to take it how he can get it because it took another black man to do it. That's the guy that was sitting on the PBC couch talking about the man in the middle right here. That's the guy. That's the guy. Smiling with Mayorga. But find me one picture. There may be some that I'm missing, but I'm saying Larry Holmes couldn't stand him. Bernard Hopkins couldn't stand him. Roy Jones couldn't stand him. Floyd Mayweather definitely couldn't stand him. But HBO saw value in Joe Calzaghe, the Klitschko boys, Triple G, Lomachenko, and they still couldn't save it. Baby Joe Messi, and they still couldn't save HBO. I know, Jizzle, absolutely. John Page in a building. Larry been a racist, exactly. These are things I'm pointing out. So when I speak of a code, Chef Boyardee, salute. Yeah, he did check his ass the next fight. He damn sure did. So when I speak of a code, when I say these brothers really shouldn't be at each other's throat because there's a bigger picture. And if they're going to be at each other's throat, they should be willing to sit down and make money. Don't talk shit to each other and not sit down at the table, man. Don't do that. Again, that was the beef with Bud. Matter of fact, there's two people on the screen. You see Errol right there. LeBron, what up? And you see Gary Russell right there. Both things were possible. So when I speak of a code, they're looking to freeze you out. But there's so much money backing you guys now. It's not like it was. The Black Murderers wrote back then. Guys, listen. These guys was fighting each other just to live and make peanuts. That's why no one knows who the fuck they are outside of some of us. But these guys right here, they can make millions. How about this? Y'all can make millions and you ain't even got to fucking fight Canelo. They could have knockdown, drag out fights and have networks saying, yo, look, man, we're going to throw 100 million at you and 100 million at you. Y'all just need to do that shit again on our network. Oh, no, sir. They're going to do it on our network. You offer them 100, we're going to offer them 120. We're going to offer them 130. Get it done. Get it done. I put Deontay Wilder in the middle because I firmly believe, and I could be wrong, I don't think he's coming back. And I'm cool with that. But everyone on his left and right-hand side need to look at him and say, you know what? You see what they did to him? They're going to do it to us. Jamel, you already got a problem with drug testing. Why? Why? Think about it, man. They were finna do it to you, man. Think about what Devin Haney's going through, man. They really don't want the next Floyd Mayweather. We got beef with how Bud was moving. But at the end of the day, he's suing Bob Arum, and we're just saying, yo, look, I told you so. I don't wish harm on Bud. He's one of the best in the game, man. Do y'all know how important it is for Bud to fight Errol? Regardless of who wins, man. And how important that is? Kamaru, salute. Jay Gibson. In this game of boxing, you don't fight somebody because you don't like them. Listen to what Canelo's saying. They want payday. I know that. He's saying he's dangling the carrot because I know I'm the money man. They don't eat unless I say they eat. Fuck you. These brothers can eat on their own. What happens if Bud does go to 154 and fight Jamel? And they do it on Cinco de Mayo. What are you watching? Bud versus Jamel? I'm just using this as an example. Bud versus Jamel? Or fucking Canelo versus a ham and egg? What if you get Jamel versus Bud on the same card as Jamal versus motherfucking Boo Boo Andrade. You watching that card, or are you watching fucking Canelo versus Stevie Broken Tooth from fucking Brixton? Who? I ain't even gonna get on Gary Russell. What if Gary Russell decides to fight Devin Haney? Cambozo ducks again successfully. Gary gets with Devin. Come on, man. We don't need these motherfuckers. They come to the hood, they use us up and put us out. And while we're here doing well, we're overachieving after being underpromised. They got to do stupid shit like drug Deontay. I thought he had no skills. I thought he had skinny legs. I thought he should be dunking the basketball. I thought he swings wild. Why the fuck did you have to poison that man? If he ain't shit. And then when you motherfuckers do get a Mike Tyson, you clown him. You throw a mic in his face and watch him say stupid shit. No PR people. Deontay didn't need PR. He understood what it was. And when he stood on the square, you can't have that. What they were doing, they didn't appreciate the heavyweight champion. They were plotting on his demise. Plotting. This is what they do. Troy, what up? This is what they do. They're creating bridger weights. Franchise status. Jamal Charlo didn't qualify for the franchise status. Did he ever pop dirty? Did Errol ever pop dirty? Oh, well, he was drunk driving. Hey, man, Canelo broke somebody's jaw that was smaller than him, killed somebody in the ring, and popped dirty, and ducked fights. He got the first franchise status. Don't fucking talk to me. Gary Russell Jr., he ain't deserve a franchise status? What the fuck are we talking about here? I know what they're not talking about. They're not talking about this. Charlie Burley, Holman Williams, Jack Chase, Lloyd Marshall, Aaron Wade, Herbert Lewis Hardwick, a.k.a. the Coco Kid, Boricua stand-up. He's Puerto Rican. On the lower right-hand side, he's Puerto Rican. He was on the Black Murderers Row. Stop that black and brown bullshit. It's fake. It doesn't exist. If slavery starts tomorrow, we're all in line. Y'all might be more valuable because y'all speak 2 languages. But we in line. Stop fucking playing, man. Some of you motherfuckers are so insecure, it's ridiculous. We trying to build shit and bring people together, and all y'all are concerned with is y'all bottom line, and in the process, you burning shit down because your egos is involved. There's a bigger picture, and if you love the sport, pay attention to the sport and not other people. The fuck is wrong with you? You motherfuckers are sick. But I got your medicine. I'm talking boxing here. I'm pointing out discrepancies in the goddamn business. And some motherfuckers are worried about their bottom line. And when I say some of these niggas need to be drug out by their neck for being off code, that's what the monkey videos is about. Do y'all understand now? That's what the Hello Monkeys is about. I don't have time for it. We working here. Imagine trying to build something, and every time you lay 10 bricks, you got one motherfucker removing the brick you just laid. You're like, what are you doing, man? That brick is the wrong way. It should be this way. Nigga, it's a brick. Lay the brick. Why are you taking the shit down? You're slowing the growth of the building, motherfucker. Well, I don't give a fuck. I ain't gonna be in here anyway. Well, nigga, why you here? Nigga, get away from me. Then the motherfucker go stand across the street with a sign. These motherfuckers are laying the bricks wrong. These motherfuckers are laying the bricks wrong, looking ass niggas. Trying to slowly destroy what's being built. Newsflash. You can't destroy what you ain't built, motherfucker. Marcus Wall, salute. Say roast him, Drew. I'm on the job. It's not a roast, it's a slow cook. It's a slow cook. For real. I appreciate you, my fam. It's a slow cook. I'm addressing the issues, you dig? And this is an issue. This is an issue, and it must be spoken about. And I don't give a fuck who's tired of hearing it. If you don't like what I have to say, get the fuck out of here. Get all the way the fuck out of here. I'm not going to miss you. Because I don't even know if you're here in the first fucking place. A lot of you guys are dick watching. Like when I fucking walk around the house in my gray pants and my wife be like, yo, you got to put on some drawers. I'm seeing your dick imprint. I hope you don't go outside like that. Nah, I don't. I know what's going on. I did that for you, baby. 254, salute. Yeah. A lot of haters are watching right now. This ain't for you because you're watching me and not paying attention to the goddamn message because you don't give a fuck about the goddamn message. You care about what we do. You care about what I do. You care about what BFTB does. You care about what the LDBC does. You insecure midget motherfuckers. Do your goddamn content and get off my fucking sack. There's a problem in boxing. You see why I don't fucking tolerate niggas when they talk bad about Deontay. They talk bad about fucking Devin. And they ignoring the problems. And you get Blair the Flair talking about Errol. Nigga, who the fuck are you? First of all, I didn't know that nigga was 33 years old. I thought he was younger than that. And then I saw a video, he said Canelo for, wasn't Champside the brother? Didn't Champside say the motherfucker said that he agrees with fire? Salute. Oh yeah, good. Good, they can respond, but ain't no one watching them. Ain't no one watching them. I'm not into the drama. I don't give a fuck about nothing. Fuck them. I'm doing my content. If you got to make content of my content, good. Get my balls out your mouth, though. God damn. Insecure fucking closet homos. That's what you guys are. Didn't this motherfucker Blair the Flair? Yo, wait, didn't Champside say that Blair the Flair said that Canelo was fighting on his undercards? Well, look. If that's true, fine. But Blair's looking real stupid in these streets. Look at Canelo now and look at you. El Padrino, salute. Yeah, he was on the undercards. I mean, look, I can't confirm that. I'll take Champside's word for it. I'll take his word for it. I'll take the brother's word for it. I believe him. But look at the landscape now. Look at where Canelo is and look at where you are. And you older than Canelo? He older than Canelo, right? Y'all did not know Blair the Flair was 33 fucking years old. What are you doing? What? Where has he been all this time? Is he a top-ranked fighter, a PBC fighter? Where is he? What is he doing? This man has to have a gimmick to turn heads. And the next step is, now he got to talk bad about Errol. Nigga, you'll never get that fight. What? And I saw the video. He was speaking with conviction about Errol. Well, all I know is that Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales legit didn't like each other. And every time they stood next to each other, there was a 95% chance they would start throwing hands with each other with no gloves or nothing. They really didn't like each other. But not one time did I hear them bring up personal shit. And I'm sure they probably knew. But that one thing had nothing to do with the other. He's Golden Boy. He would be Golden Boy Buzz. You see, I didn't even know where he was. He's Golden Boy. He's playing with spatulas and shit. Man, that's bad business. So if Canelo was on his undercards, that must mean he was fighting in Mexico all this time. What the fuck did he think was going to happen? He was going to inherit all of these Mexican fans. You saw more value, here we go with that word, more value in Mexican fans than you did in your own fans. I know you're at least half black. See Love, what up? Was he fighting in Mexico all this time? I didn't look it up. I'm asking y'all. I'm not even going to bother. You down in Mexico? Beating up Uber drivers and shit? Dollar cabs and shit? And now you're here talking about woo. I was like, yeah, that's cute. All right, I see the young king. Okay, I'm watching. Got a little gimmick going on. All right, walking around with shades and chains on his neck, fake chains. And they throw a mic in his face and he started talking bad about Errol. He didn't say, yo, I hope he's good. I hope the eye's good. I just want to see a great fight. Hopefully I can move up the ranks. I can get the winner somewhere down the road. Let's go. Shout out to Ugas. Shout out to Errol. You see how easy that rolls off my tongue? See that? Nigga said Afro Thunder. That's throwback. Let's get ready to rumble. See how easy it is to say the shit like that? Yo, I'm worried about them. I'm looking to see a good fight. I think Ugas could win. I don't know if Errol's 100%, but you know what? I'm trying to get where they at, man. What they both gotta know is, yo, Blair the Fair is coming, man. When I get there, y'all both better watch out. Woo! That'd have been dope. But he goes on to start talking about drinking and all this stuff. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? What? Okay. All right, Blair. Yeah, Shemaine, word on the street is Bob told DeBella, move on from Lomachenko. The guy's at war. It's not going to happen. So DeBella's calling Bill, and they're working out Devin versus Kambosos. I believe it when I see it, because right now I think they're hard at work trying to avoid Devin. They got to prove me otherwise. Because I don't trust nothing over there. I don't trust nothing coming out of Kambosos or DeBella's mouth. I don't trust anything. They're full of shit. And what they're doing to Devin is a crime. Should be punishable. That's right, Tom. Blair the Flair, Chris Colbert. Come on, man. Boss, Blair the Flair, Chris Colbert. That dumb nigga with the hair. Ridiculous. Bitch ass niggas. Oh, he posted something 8 minutes ago? I'll check it in a minute. Blue knows his shit. Salute to my brother Blue. But this needed to happen. This needed to be said. Boxing makes me sick. Karen Alexis, salute. He acts like a quit. Boss. They both real weird. What? Wait, whoa, what? Oh, man. Here we go. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Let me see something. Hold on. Salute to my bro, Legendary Top Cats. Hold on. Let me see something. Oh, come on, bro. Busted. George Kambosos and wife caught using the N-word publicly to describe sunbathing. Oh. Hold on, man. That look like it's on his Instagram. I'm on his Instagram now. Bro, come on, man. Here we go. I don't want to play Blue's video because, YouTube will just, but that's the name of the video. Come on, dogs. See? I ain't finna go through this, man. David, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that, bro. I like to spin my brothers when I'm in the gym. I'm gonna go back and listen to it. I heard some of it yesterday, but I was doing something. I'm definitely, Dave, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm definitely gonna do that. Good looking out. Yeah, this part. They're the original cancelers. They will cancel your ass. They'll have you apologizing on your knees. They will stop your bread and everything. Canelo about to fight Bivol? Really? Is that about to happen? I mean, fuck a war, right? It's ridiculous. So now caught in the blue blood, and he's pointing at it. He says, busted, George Kambosos and wife caught using the N-word publicly to describe sunbathing. It's a fresh post. Man. Man. Cameron Duncan. Played it for you guys. I made reference to the Minter Hagler fiasco. Jerry Cooney, Larry Holmes, that shit, that fiasco. For those of you that were around that time that happened, Haney gets crucified saying that I never let a white boy beat me. He's made to apologize, People tell us there's no racism in boxing, but Bud has a goddamn lawsuit. And everyone knows what time it was. The more things change, the more things will stay the exact same the way it is, man. Yeah, the more things change, the more things stay the same, man. Okay? Jason, that nigga disappeared, man. There's no way he could justify any of this. That's why he stopped talking, because he was looking stupid. And there's no way any person of color could look at everything that we put out and debate it. There's no way. None of this shit makes sense, or does it? I'm showing you this picture. And I'm putting up this picture. And there's people missing off this picture. Cool Boy Steph is not motivated by boxing at all, because he understands the politics. It's like he's existing and he's great at what he does, but he's looking for the bullshit to happen to him sooner or later. How do you walk? It's like walking out your house and having to look over your shoulder. That's why some motherfuckers will choose not to sell drugs. You don't want to live that side. Motherfuckers, when we was growing up, you had a couple of my friends that were fascinated with that shit. They'd be like, yo, man, you don't want the money, the cars, and the bitches. Like, yeah, that sounds good. Yo, but this is how you get it. No. Yo, you don't want to live like that and like in the movies? No. Why? Because all those movies end the same way. Tony Montana got killed. What the fuck? Nino Brown got killed. The nigga from Blow, he went to prison for the rest of his life. Am I missing something? That's no way to live. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Got to deal with conversations like that when you got shit like this going on. Cops still killing us. Huh? Cops still killing us back then. They're killing us now. We're still getting screwed over business-wise. Back then, a regular black man would say, man, time's hard for a brother. Oh, times ain't that hard. Slavery ain't around no more. Come on, Charlie. Everyone knows you. You're $1 million athlete. I can't seem to get a fight with Ray Robinson. That's okay. Come on, Holman. You're okay. Come on, Jack. Everyone knows you. Yeah, but I'm looking at my bank account. Why can I not get a fight with Sugar Ray? Why I got to fight Jack and Charlie for a millionth time? What the fuck? What's happening here? What's happening here? What's really happening? Yeah, salute the Boston George. What's really happening? Oh, but Charles millionaires and Deontay's a millionaire and Devin's a millionaire and Bud's a millionaire and El's a millionaire and fucking Gary Russell's a millionaire and his whole family fights. All the families fights. And Boo Boo Andre, he just signed $1 million deal with DAZN. And yup. Sit down and talk to them. And ask them, are they getting their due? Or they just threw a couple of million at them to shut them the fuck up? And the second they start being vocal about it, what happens? They rip them all on social media, all on ESPN. You got motherfuckers with notable names talking about, hey, man, who's he fight? What has he done? Canelo Alvarez lost that argument a long time ago. Once he decided to fight those UK dudes and Avni Yildirim, all of that, people wanting to payday, that shit went out the window, man. That shit went right out the window. There is no excuse. Freeze these fools out, man. Negro League, I'm calling for it. There was a Negro League back in the day. The World Colored Championship. Middleweight, heavyweight, Negro middleweight champion. What was that guy's name? I'm reading it right now. Harris Martin, the Black Pearl, declared himself the World Colored Middleweight Champion after beating Black Frank Taylor in Minneapolis, Minnesota on the 2nd of May, 1887. When he knocked him out in the 30th or 40th round of their bout. Goddamn. Read this shit. Man, I feel like Captain America. I could do this shit all day, but I'm not. So you got to understand. Y'all understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying when I do what I do? Y'all been understood it. Y'all been understood it. Oscar De La Hoya could say, yeah, man, you're going to get Ryan Garcia versus Jojo Diaz and, who knows Haney. Fuck you. Michael Garcia could say, I'm rooting for Oscar, but, Shakur's going to be a tough fight. You're rooting for Oscar. Mayorga could get handed the cigarette in celebration and get toasted to Larry Merchant after Vernon Forrest lost. And then you turn around, and you see Chris Colbert saying, my people, these people don't support. Drives me crazy. Tyson Fury can say nigga. Now we know George Kambosos can say nigga. These motherfucking niggas could do this.
Sip the juice. I got enough to go around. And the thought takes place uptown.
And I'll be damned. You'll get some monkey talking about, man, this is just boxing. You getting way too deep for me. This is boxing. Well, you know what? Boxing is a deep sport. It's a reflection of life. And if you don't get it, don't fucking talk to me. Bob Arum could say all kinds of profane things to people and not say anything. What happened if Al Heyman had did this?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Al Heyman would be out of the business off of that. So what I play here is symbolic. This is symbolism at its finest. I'm telling you monkeys to get the fuck away from me. We working here.
Fuck the world, don't ask me for shit. Everything you get, you got to work hard for it.
Stay away from me.
Hello, monkeys.
You can disagree, but do it from a distance. I don't give a fuck about you. Yo, Rasul, you know what's funny about that? You know, there's a lot of hidden gems in certain movies. One of them is Star Wars. It's a reflection on life. Y'all notice when people go to the dark side, it distorts their face. Y'all notice that? It distorts their face. Their eyes turn colors. They turned into the personification of haters. It distorts their physical appearance. It's called the dark side. Your eyes turn color. Your face turns colors. Your shit looks distorted now. You've embraced hatred. You ever seen these motherfuckers' face when they're talking about the LDBC? Look at their face. It's either an uncomfortable smile or they're sucking their teeth and rocking back and forth in their chair. Their eyes be all big and dilated. I've seen a bunch of those videos like, yo, what the fuck happened to this guy? He wasn't doing this shit just last week. What the fuck happened to him? Look at his face. What happened to him? Has he been punching himself in the face? The fuck is what happened? Okay, delete. I'm gone. Whatever. Unsubscribe or whatever it was. They start talking funny. Some weird shit going on with their voice. They legitimately go from Anakin to Darth Vader. You go from that white boy to James Earl Jones voice. Motherfuck the LDBC. But just last week, it's like, yo, man, salute the LDBC. Salute the 78. Salute the Drew Titan, man. You guys are doing good. And then something happens in 7 days. It's motherfuck the LDBC and fuck Drew Titan. And I don't like 78 Sports TV. And these guys are wilder dick riders. What the fuck? Their eyebrows are all big now. They go from Banner to Hulk right in front of you. Hey, what the fuck? What is this? Huh? What? You know how I handle it? I simply leave. Well, there goes another one. Leave. You know what always happens? One nigga leaves, 3 more show up. Yo, what the fuck was that guy talking about? I don't know. And they stay. And they say, oh, let me check this guy's content. Oh, this is pretty good. Subscribe. All right, great. And at any point, if you don't like it, no one's holding you here. You can leave. See how simple that is? We're fighting multiple wars here, just like these boxers. That's why I don't want Deontay to come back. The boxing world don't deserve him. He's fighting an opponent in the ring that's a cheater. He's fighting sanctioning bodies that cheat for him. He's fighting the media that doesn't give a fuck that he cheats. And he's fighting these rabid-ass fans that don't give a fuck about him. That's 4 different entities he's fighting. You can't fight everybody. So fuck these people. And what happened to him, everybody on this screen is still active. They need to take note. That shit can happen to me. Jamel, you were just beefing about motherfucking drug testing, right? You was just doing it last week. Uh-huh. They're about to do it to you, man. They're about to do it to you. You should be louder about the WBC. Louder. Now's not the time to be wrong and strong. Say it. Man, they were trying to get me like how they probably got Deontay. Just say it. Go ahead and say it. Just say it. Yeah, Jamal, you sure you want that Canelo fight? That nigga will catch weight your ass. He'll go to Mexico and eat all the bad meat. They're going to raise the levels of clenbuterol, right? You sure you want that Canelo work? Think about what you're saying. Fuck you talking about? And through all of this, Triple G is still ranked on highly ahead of y'all motherfuckers on someone's pound for pound list. Make it make sense. But you explain all of these facts to certain monkeys. And what happens?
Yeah, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Yeah, man, come on! Better than that!
Some of you niggas are amazing. Salute to my brother Hardbody J. Timo. He said, then they created new ways that you can test positive for a computer roll too. That man's a pro bodybuilder. He knows. If, in case y'all didn't know, this is war. We ain't got no friends. You want to keep it boxing? Self-preservation. And I want you to understand, the only reason why Lomachenko is not in the conversation anymore is because of something happening in his country. That's the only reason. At any point, the Klitschko's or Vasily or Usyk could get blown up. And that's a fucking shame. But it took that for Devin Haney to get a conversation. Y'all understand that? I will never let anyone forget that. That's why. And is Al Heyman perfect? Absolutely not. But that's why they're intimidated by him. That's why. Because he came in and made an impact immediately. All of those black fighters that are with him, why do you think Al Heyman, why do you think when Eddie Hearn came over here, everyone was so happy that Eddie Hearn had this $1 billion bag from that Russian? And he was going to buy up all the Al Heyman fighters, all the PBC fighters. Why do you think there was so much focus on that? Why? Because all the talent was over there. Danny Garcia included. Yes. Danny Garcia, Coco Kid, you know, both Puerto Rican. Right? So when I speak of a code, this is shit I'm talking about. We ain't got no friends. We ain't got no allies. Get with the program, man. So now the latest is Kambosos is now out here talking about nigga. I'm gonna go watch the video now. I gotta run some errands this morning. But this was sitting on my mind, and I was like, you know, I gotta speak on this, man. It's ridiculous, man. So salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, man. Much love and appreciation to all of you. Super chats, everybody, man. I'll be back tonight. Painful Excellence Podcast. Y'all know where to find it. We're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna cook. But play this back, share this video, man. I played the audio. Cameron Duncan, Mauricio Suleiman, Larry Merchant. I played it. Don't even bother to dispute it. You're not gonna change my mind. You did. So it is what it is, man. The general's not coming on, so stay. Y'all go ahead and catch the Trill. Champ Side might be on right now. I don't know, but y'all know where to get y'all news from. You know, whether it's us or not, get it how you live, man. And peace be with everybody, man. Bronx on deck. You already know what it is. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Move!
Larry, what do you say to Andre Ward that says that you're ducking him?
No, Andre Ward is too much for me. Not today. Andre and this Andre. It's me. It's me.
Why won't Jojo fight Haney? Because Haney hasn't been promoted right. He has. Who knows Haney here? I would rather do Ryan Garcia versus Jojo Diaz. So just be happy with that.
Okay, Oscar Valdez or Shakur? You know both.
I'm rooting for Oscar, but it's gonna be a tough one. I think Shakur has the skills and speed to pull it off. But I think Valdez also has the power. So it's just one of those very interesting matches between a puncher and a boxer.
Keep down to fight anybody. As long as they make money, it makes sense.
What about headlining at Barclays Center your next fight?
Yeah, but we need a stat card. We need a stat card. You see, because my people, these people, they don't support.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't support. We need them to I need my people to come out more and support me.
I think you don't know, now you know.
Well, you should let me help you with that.
So considerate of you, Jimmy, but you know we don't allow niggas in the house, so it's quite all right. It really is wonderful to see you, son. You keep up the good work.
You can talk your brain now, motherfucker. Blow his ass out. He's a nigger. He's a nigger. He's a nigger.
Oh my God.
A nigger. Look, there's a nigger.
You are being racist for calling me a racist. Good, and I take it, but don't call me racist.
And 450. N. No N. Brandy. Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.